Hey guys, in today's video, I want to talk to you about why teachers have second jobs. And so it might not always be exactly what you're thinking, but I'm guessing that most of you guessed the number one answer, which is pay. Teachers do not get paid enough. I know, you've probably heard it 1,000 times, but it's so true. I have not met another teacher who does not have a second job or a side gig or something that they like to do for fun. Maybe it's crafting, maybe it's selling their lesson plans. Whatever you do on the side, teachers don't get paid enough. And so what we usually do is we grab a side gig and that's our fun money, right? So I did a poll and I surveyed a bunch of teachers that I know. And many of the teachers said that their top answer was pay. They just weren't getting enough at their current teaching position, and so they had to venture out and find either a side hustle or something to bring in some extra income. Now, what this does is it takes us away from our families and our friends and the things that we would love to do even more. But not every teacher does it just for the pay. Some teachers take on a second position because they are not finding everything that they want in teaching, because maybe they like to also engage with a big group of women and talk about business. And so it doesn't always have to be pay, but that is a huge part of it. A lot of teachers also pulled in and said that their student loans were so large that they had to take a second job just to pretty much pay their student loan bill, which is really unfortunate. You pay all this money to become a teacher, and then once you're a teacher, they don't pay you enough to pay your schooling back that you had to do in order to get the position. It's like a big runaround circle, right? And so what was some of the other answers? I had, the collaboration with other women, other groups of people. Some people just like to have a side gig to stay busy. That was definitely a couple of people were interested in just staying busy. Maybe they, don't have a lot of other things going on. So they just kind of wanted to keep busy and do something. A lot of teachers like to do a side hustle or a side biz as crafting. They just truly enjoy it, which is kind of what I started out doing. I've been crafting since I was a kid. I love it. I loved scrapbooking and making things and creating earrings and all kinds of things. I've loved it since I was a child. And so, my side hustle being a teacher was opening up my own Etsy shop and selling handmade t-shirts that, I design t-shirts, right? So I buy the shirt and then I make a design and I put it on them, which of course I don't have one on me right now, but I also do baby onesies too. And I just truly love it and enjoy it. And so it's not like it's bringing in like the rent money, but it's fun for me to do. And it's like my play money. So I can go out and have dinner with my friends and not feel guilty. I can go shopping and buy stuff. And it's just kind of like, I do it for fun so I can have fun, right? But recently, for me personally, why I had a second job is I started teaching online because my side gig was after school, I would tutor children on the side, and I really was just doing it. Well, first of all, let me start by saying I truly loved my students and I loved helping them out. Like, that is not BS. I really did like to do that. But the money side of it was going to pay for my children's daycare because someone had to pay for it, right? And so I didn't want it to have to come out of my husband and I's like regular income. So I ended up tutoring to pay for the daycare, which I know it sounds like a little bit crazy, but because I had to pay more daycare to do the tutoring. I know, but it just worked out the way that it did. But within the past year with the pandemic and everything happening, I ended up finding another teaching online position, but it was a little bit different because this platform that I found, I could actually teach like anything I wanted. So it was almost like the tutoring, which I can do one-on-one tutoring or two-on-one tutoring on this site. So instead of tutoring outside of my home and paying for more daycare, I could actually bring the classroom into my house right here. I have my own classroom here at home and I teach virtually and I get to teach whatever I want. So maybe I want to teach about geography, maybe I want to teach about crafting, maybe I want to teach graphic design, which I do. And so I can do it when my kids are sleeping. So my kids are sleeping and I can teach, and I just got off a class actually right before I'm filming this YouTube video. And so it's just been so beneficial to me in so many ways. I get to meet students from like all over the world. So that's pretty fun and engaging. And it's just something that I love to do. So for me now, my online teaching is not just becoming a side hustle, but it's becoming my full-time income. And that is something I never thought possible. And it's so incredible because now I'm moving on to be in a place where I'm my own boss. I get to decide when I'm working. I don't have to have sick days. I don't have to call anybody and ask for a personal day. I don't have to put in for my vacation bid. Like, none of that has to happen. If I want to take a sick day, I take a sick day. If I don't want to work for a week, I don't have to work for a week. If I want to be there for my children in the morning when we wake up and make a proper breakfast, man, I don't even know. Weekends is probably the only time I can make a proper breakfast. I'm not a morning person, so I'm rushing around and getting things done. And that's part of the reason why I love this, is that the flexibility for me and my family is fantastic, because I don't like waking up at 6 o'clock in the morning and running around to get dressed and ready. It's just not my thing. I've always been a night person. I've always stayed up super late, and it's just who I am. And so now, with the opportunities that we have today, I can teach whenever I want. I can teach whatever time I want. And even more so now, I get to actually, set up classes and earn what I'm worth. I have a ton of education, I have a ton of experience, and I have a ton of passion to teach children. And now I have a direction where I can really, go full force and give kids what they're looking for and teach them things that they want to learn. And I just absolutely love it so much. And so, really starting out with this video and telling you why teachers have second jobs, it's so important to know why they do, but also I want teachers to know that it doesn't always have to be this way. You don't always have to have a teaching job and then a side hustle job. Maybe you can follow your passion and find something that you truly love and only have to do that one thing and really drive forward on that. And I know that it can seem a little bit impossible in the beginning, because that's how I felt in the beginning. I never thought I would be in this position where I could, move on my own and do my own thing. And it's here and it's happening. And so I just want to be that driving force for you and say, you don't have to be in a place that you feel stuck, or, pulling yourself in all these different directions and working over here and tutoring just to pay daycare bills and going over here having to, beg for a sick day, or say, oh, I need a mental health day. Please, I need a mental health day. And, your boss saying, well, there's no one here to cover you, so sorry. Well, you know what? That's not fair. Teachers need mental health days. And if you're a teacher, you know that even taking a sick day when you are super sick, it's like not even worth it. So many teachers will go to school feeling sick or feeling mentally drained because it's so hard to, prepare lessons for a substitute to come in your room and take over. And so, yes, there's options to pre-plan and all that stuff, but you know what? It's just so incredibly difficult. And if you're not a teacher or in that position, you don't always understand the trickiness that comes with being a teacher. There's just so many aspects. Like, taking a sick day is not just like, oh, whatever, no one's going to care that I'm gone. It's not like that. Like, you're the number one. You are there for those kids every day, and they're expecting you to be there. And when you don't show up, like, craziness goes on. And whoever does take over your position is not going to do it like you do it. And they're not going to know, that Susie over here likes to take her pencil every 3 times over here, and you just got to let her do it, and it's okay. They're not going to know all the quirks of your classroom, and so it's really tricky. And so I just want to be that voice of inspiration for you, and the understanding part of it, where, if you have a teacher in your life, they're probably, working a lot more than maybe they have to, or maybe they should, or maybe they want to. So the last thing I want to close this off with is, I did a funny TikTok the other day where it said, tell me something about your profession that's almost always a lie. And I said that teachers don't have to work over the summer. It is like the ultimate joke, right? Because if you're a teacher, like, you're prepping and planning over the summer, and you're thinking about next year. And a lot of the times, just because school ends for the kids, it does not end for the teachers. You have to do progress reports and report cards and parent-teacher conferences, and you have to clean your room and get ready for next year. And then there's end of the year meetings, and like, it doesn't just stop. Like, no. And then a lot of teachers take on summer camps and after school jobs in the summer and day camps and all these things. And so, like, I hate when people say teachers don't have to work over the summer. Like, that is so not true. Yeah, we take our vacation and it's a little bit more of a break. Yeah, maybe we don't have to do like the strict 9 to 5, but like, we're still working, like 98% of us, I'll say. So yeah, just understanding, really why teachers have a second job. And maybe you're a teacher watching this saying, I want a second job, but I don't really know what to do. So like for me, I would recommend teaching online because then you have the flexibility to do it whenever you want, especially over the summer or on the weekends or nights or early before you go to school. I've done all of those things. So that's what I love to do. But really, when it comes down to it, find what you're passionate about and make it work for you. Like that's the ultimate ending to everything is if you love to build coffee tables, go start doing it, and eventually that could take over your entire life and be your business and doing what you love and not having to work under somebody else's restrictions. So that's my 2 cents for today. If you have any ideas of side hustles or jobs that you like to do, or what is your second job? Do you have a second job as a teacher? Put them down in the comments below. I'd love to hear what you guys are doing out there. And if you are interested about learning about online teaching, all my links are in the description box below. I love to help other people out. So if that's something you're interested in, hit me up and I'll get to you and we'll get it working for you. All right, guys, until the next one, bye.